Hello and welcome to another episode of This Week in the Tech News. Today we'll be looking at a couple of stories of people getting very angry at big companies. Well, actually it's just one story, and then there's another story that's going to make people very angry at a company. Yes, let's begin! EA has somehow found a way to further solidify their place as the most hated company in the world. I think at this point there are a couple of third world dictatorships that actually have a higher approval rating than them. So everybody's really angry about Battlefront 2 and kind of a loot crate system. And when EA tried to explain kind of where they're coming from on Reddit, their comment actually became the most downvoted comment in the history of Reddit. It received over 350,000 downvotes. Now, I don't mean to be this guy because there are a couple of them and they're usually not received very well, but this is the one situation in which I don't actually think EA is being that bad a guy, and I didn't think I was ever going to make a statement like that, but so the reason that people are angry, right, is that this loot crate system is essentially a way to buy characters so that you don't have to unlock them over the, 40-hour period for a character like Darth Vader, right? But this kind of system has been around with Battlefield for a long time. You have to work a long time to unlock all of the weapons, so that you have a bit more of a reason to play the game, or if you just want to skip that, you can just buy a thing and you have all of the weapons. And this is essentially what they're doing in Battlefront 2, but people are infuriated by that because they said that I paid $80 for the deluxe version of the game, which I pre-ordered, which, first of all, don't do that. Don't pre-order games. That's the first mistake you made. Why would you pre-order an EA game? But I don't understand why you're angry at the fact that you have to work to unlock a character. That's kind of the point of a hugely multiplayer game. So, yeah, I don't really quite understand what all of the hate is about. The next story has to do with Nvidia. They're supposedly going to be releasing Ampere next year, which is a different graphics card architecture than Volta. So there are kind of conflicting stories about this, because on the one hand people are saying that they're going to skip Volta altogether and they're going to bring out Ampere in 2018. I don't think this is hugely likely, because Volta in the enterprise space, which is already available, we can see is hugely powerful. And I don't understand why they would skip an architecture that's ready to be released for one that they still have to work on. So my theory around kind of what's happening here is that Volta is the latest graphics card, or the last graphics card in the actual roadmap that Nvidia released about their GPU releases. And the thing is, they're not necessarily saying that Ampere is going to be released next year. It's going to be revealed next year. In other words, they're going to bring out another roadmap showing further GPU releases planned for kind of years down the line. So I don't think you should necessarily hedge your bets on the fact that they're going to skip Volta. I think they're just going to announce a different architecture that they're working on. Again, I might be completely wrong, and they might actually be on track for releasing Ampere instead of Volta, or they might just decide that they're not going to make graphics cards anymore and they're going to release a line of fluffy haired baby doll accessories. I mean, we don't know what they're going to do at this point. And finally, an even more depressing story than the EA one is that apparently silicon prices are going to be rising over the next 2 years, which is really worrying because it means that this kind of current trend of technology prices going just kind of way up there, with like RAM going for a kidney and 7 firstborn children, is going to continue. Now, everybody was hoping that it was just going to be 2017 that's this horrible year of just technology being really expensive, and in 2018 all of the companies are going to get their shit together and we're going to get our stuff on time and cheaply and so on. Well, that's not the case. There's a Japanese manufacturer of silicon that's responsible for, I think, over 60% of the silicon supply in the world, and they're saying that they essentially just can't keep up with demand for silicon. They're getting to a point where the world demand is over like 30 million units of like silicon. I don't know exactly what a unit of silicon is, but like 30 million units a month, which is just too much. and well, we're never going to be able to buy RAM for less than at least a kidney and about 2 firstborn children. I can't remember the amount that I gave initially. But anyway, so this trend might continue for the next 2 years at least, which is really sad. Anyway, thank you very much for watching this episode of This Week in the Tech News. Many thises there. And if you like the video, do like and subscribe to the channel, or dislike and don't subscribe. And yes, thank you very much for watching. Until next week, bye bye.